Myself, Himanshu. Today, I will take you to the one of my project, Agrilink, an intelligent full-stack agricultural equipment rental platform that bridges the gap between equipment owners and farmers through modern web technology and advanced algorithmic optimizations. Now, in this session, we will take a look at the presentation, the concepts and topic used here, how we deploy the model, how we integrate the Telegram model. Along with that, we will be taking a look at the detailed understanding of the code. So, be with me. I will take you through the entire project. Yeah. Let's begin the journey. Now, first, we'll take a look at the problem statement and solution overview. Now, as you know, agriculture forms the backbone of many economies. Its small and medium scale farmers continue to face one persistent issue: high upfront cost of modern farming implements. Machineries such as harvesters, tractors, plugs, threshers can be not only increase the efficiency, but their costs are much higher for the small scale farmers to afford. So they use the traditional equipments, which are largely unorganized, relying on local networks, manual referees, negotiations, and multiple issues. So produce this to make the small scale farmers comfortable and get access to the high technologies at a low price. We are trying to get all of these features for its platform. This within the systems were the inefficiency, poor utilization of equipments, limited reach for the people around them, lack of transparency of the effectiveness of the mm, products, payment tricks. We can't assure that the person who is giving will assure the guarantee of the product. Now, recognizing this gap, what is that actually? A complete data ecosystem for agriculture equipment vendors. A platform empowers farmers to browse, search, or purchase machinery easily through driver interfaces. A responsive web application accessible on any device and an integrated telegram broad, making it accessible even in rural areas where mobile usage is higher than desktop. For equipment owners, IoT provides a extremely great for these equipments, management links, reviews, and reach a wider market. The system combines user-friendly design, robust technology, secure authentication, payment processing, smart algorithm features, deliver an efficient, transparent experience. Now let us take a look at the objective project scope in the target users. Now, the primary objective of the Agrilink is to simplify identity access through data transformations. From a technological perspective, our goal was threefold. First, create a full stack web application using modern frameworks like Next.js, React, Firebase, ensuring scalability, security, maintainability. Okay. So then the second part was to get integrated Telegram bot that provides a command access to all the users across the without having the quality of the info. The third and most important, demonstrate the real applications of many of the algorithms that are most effectively to make the platform much more smoother for the users. Now, since you have got a pro solution that you are trying to money, the owners of the equipments with the users of the equipments, like the farmers, who's you are not able to from the large companies. So it's then moving on to the next price, next section. The objective. Our objective, as I mentioned, we are our platform, including authentication, rental, and transparent applications. Enable real-time data sometimes easy to publish, provide transparent and easy to use for our users. And to optimize all of this, we are using multiple data structures which make algorithms which make the platform smoother and faster. And exact use are React, Tailwind, CSS, and Next.js for the front-end. For the backend, we use Firebase for database, PostgreSQL, and for the hosting, we use the Vercel, which ensure the smooth deployment of the project directly from the demo to the live. Now then we use the setting for the payment integration for the users to directly pay the money. So it's the secure way to make the payments. And the last one is getting involved. AWS directly into the app for anyone who is using across anywhere in the globe. A system overview. The overview of the system is like when someone comes, he has to log in or add his credentials, log in. Then if he's the owner, then he can list his contents or remove his contents from the our web page. It's shown. Or if he is the farmer who wants to purchase, then he can just purchase it. Okay, if anyone wants to add or remove items, then we can add remove items. If you get a database, that is the buckets. If anyone wants to purchase or receive items, then it will ask info, okay, which you want to buy, which you want to get. He has to pay some money. So for the payment here, so it will be related to the survey. So he can make the payment, or if he can't, if he can, please know that the payment will be cancelled. It has the payment will be confirmed. And then if the payment is received, the database will be updated that this person has bought the rented this machine, and it will be displayed on this on site that you have rented this for this days, like that. You can also delete that particular thing if you want to cancel this. Then that's do that. These are all the whole structure of the application at the end. Here the majorly as this was my dark project. So here as in sorting, like for quick sort or deep sort. The quick sort is for recommended prices. Like fastly search the recommended prices that like your price actually be in the level of the 3%. So the quick sort use such as the ranges for the items within the range. The one choice is for stable search and ratings. It's for the general search and for ratings, which one is at a higher ratings. Then comes search. Then we use the try, which uses for the searching. If we go to the entire amount for things in this website, then we can just half type the command and it will also search overall web similar to that particular word. So it is for try. Not operations, then you can search. It exactly is sorted out. Then there is one such as the content in the overall web page. Now, binary search tree is just explored and added into the part where there was needed. Then there was graphs, digital equations. It was used for location search that we are implemented such a method. If I am in a if I am looking so machine is nearby me. So I just type the location and the name. So I will get nearby machine is nearby me. If any test then you will get machine name that so the person's location is used to track the distance from the master seller's point. So in that you get the location distance, but the medium distance which is actually and then come PP dynamic programming. This is for the choice selections, types of choice selection, and basic identification, flow price optimization. Then use come the medical frameworks. They are use the data lab to resolve booking overlaps, photos, exit and command language. Then data structures like priority queue. Recommend top 8 items. Okay, we will take a entire look at each of these concepts in detail when we go through the code base. Recently, just look at this in the brief overview. Now, key elements implemented in the project include the first is authentication. Implemented the working user authentication and storage system. Like I already told you, entire that we need the authentication as the terms, yes, to know it is the credential and the other way it's also authenticated as they want to get user info or a card info, so anything it is there, and use Superbase for storage of entire banking systems. Dual role. User can either be a zipper or canvas, and variables can be a websites, datas already told. Payment gateway integration of user is a payment for a payment gateway, but a recent payment to the platform, and then the getting info. Okay. Now the further enhancement that you are expecting to be enabled further. That includes the mobile app version. We will be trying to take the mobile app version of our own. Then we will be using the GPS tracking for equipment. Like if anyone has bought some of the equipment from the owner, then he should not store that equipment as it's at high price. So we can include GPS in the system and integrate our page. Then there's the AIS equipment evaluation so that they can get the best information from a particular person using aliens. And then it's the like so that anyone from India can anywhere, whatever India has this large relative than this, you can get this. Okay, in conclusion, the Agrilink is a full comprehensive web-based application that successfully demonstrates practical concepts with real agriculture equipment replacement. And in this project, we try to make the platform as smooth as possible using Next.js, React, so the best result in integrated Telegram so that we can directly get access to increments. Next, we will go towards some detailed concepts. Now we'll take a look at the code base and actually the component that are built from the code. So first, we will take a look at the structure. Here you can observe that is the main file and the begin and the entire block is there. So first we will the app structure. In the app here is for the components. The entire components and the pages that are present in the website are there. For example, the ad harvester. There is one page called ad harvester where the harvester are listed, or we can add the harvesters. Then the API management. It is not the page; it's just the handling part of the APIs. So we'll take a look at it later. In the dashboard, history, home, login, sign up, all of these pages are present in the app inside the app. In their components. Guys, in this we are using the Next.js. So we don't use the write the code from scratch. We use the components. So here we are using pre-built components from the Next.js libraries and included here. There is the UI. There are multiple present. There is bridge, breadcrumb, cards, command, and there is dialog box, input. There are multiple of them there. Scroll bar and multiple of them are there. So we have just used the components from here into a project directly. And there is the layout wrapper.js. What it does is the entire layout that is present there. So it's also a component that we use. I will explain you where we have used this actual component. And this navbar is the navbar that is present at the top of the mm, web page. So here you can take a look at. Here is the top navbar that you can see here, where the user is listed and the logout is button is there. It is all of the code is present here. So here we have imported some of the libraries that we require: the logout user, button, superbase, and everything else. The super is for backend, button is for the logout one. Logout here we have also included user and the routers so that we can update it. Okay. So here I will only go through the exact logic. So here, if public page path name, path name is something, if something like login, sign up, or slash is there, then it is stored in the is public page. You can get use effect here. The user's account is fetched from the superbase. It is being updated. It is then here the below is the and then logout. If you use logout, then it is written there. So it is the logout button, and if you click that button, the logic is being managed here. Now get the actual landing page code as the landing page Java is stated here. So here you can see that it is only CSS and the actual code, and it is a view for making blocks there to prepare one is another for the subtractions. For example, the entire box is one div. There the entire small outer box is one div. The lower bar is there one div. So I created one div inside div so that it becomes modularity. And it was all the code about that. Now here done the authentication. If the user is present, then it shows on the UI. Then if what happens if I click, like I shall just show you the button, two buttons. If I click on that button, then on click handle logout. So you can see that here I done the code for the handle logo. Let's see, and it will start. Okay, so it has been managed overall in this code. So uh, HTML, front-end, styling, and back integration is done along with what happens when we leave the buttons. So everything is being done there. And it is continuously being subscribed to the supervisor. So if anything changes, then it is updated here. Okay. Then now let's see the sidebar. Now, similar to that, now is sidebar. Here you can see the Agrilink and the sidebar is here. Here the entire navigation is being done easily. You can see this. Now here, similarly, we have imported all of the things that are required. Similar to that one. Okay. Now, as you know, export default function sidebar, we will export this in the main function. This is the basic logic. Except the main, we export it everywhere. Okay. Now, items, the navigation items are there. As I showed you the dashboard, there is a dashboard. Harvesters. There's a path function and then there is a label. Well, with harvesters, dashboard, find movements, parameters. There are labels for each of them. And I also give them icons. The icons are present in the compounds only, so that here here they are the icon present there. So I just put the icons which are present in front of them. It's the icon, home icon, and the harvester. These are the icons which have been sent there, and links like where they are present. Okay? If you click on that particular item, it will navigate into the dashboards, for example. You can see. Now, if here I then here get the dashboard is there. If I click on harvesters, then it will home harvesters. If you press the dashboard, I points like you can see that part is being written in dashboard my when you like to manage the buttons, the one that you get daily button here and whatever you click them one click is set for once. Okay. But if that entire page is being already open, for example, if that page is already open, if I click on there, then nothing will happen because it's already closed. But if I click answer, it is not closed, so it will open that page. Okay, very similar to so every block of that code is that similar part. So it will in the for loop and it's for the navigation for navigate to any part of them. As I showed you the code if it's in the navigation. So there's logic in the trigger. And if we find as the errors if any happen. Then there's the styling then icons, span. Then there is a link here. What is the link? You have the item present here. The link present here. On click what happened. If it is false, then I open it. And the class name, I just read the class name so that I can give just a proper style. And all of that. And here it is the footer, it's the footer, nothing has that content, it's just the text data there. Nothing as much. Now it was all about components. I also explained it in numbers in detail, so I think we don't have to take a look at. Now this lever trapper, the entire lever trapper is like this. You can see the center part here, the center block here, everything can be changed. This one we have trapped. Snap is always constant, the level is always constant, cycle is also always constant. But center block changes because this is the part where we are including the routes. We are including the routes of the app. So is the wrapper. It wraps that apps inside the layer wrapper. So here you can see that we would have added the sidebar, navbar, lift to base, react, navigation. Okay, I'll show you something. You can see the here. Here, the main is there present. Show sidebar, navbar, main, and closed. So it shows that the entire block, the entire block on the side of in present side of the sidebar, like from this to this is being written inside that. Okay, the navbar plus the center part. This, as the center part is being empty, so it is just written here, and the navbar part is being imported here. So it is directly shown, and we have written the navbar here in the JS part. Here is there. And being written in this, and here it is manage the supplies that we use. Or which user is there. Get data from the web page. So it handles everything here, use effects and everything else, small things. Okay, now this part of code, we use more.jsx is used to handle the feed of the web page. Now here you can see that this is the web page. If we change this, it will be managed properly. So you can see the sidebar is it is managing precisely. So if it gets above certain range, so the UI changes. The entire management of this is being done here. So here it's continuously checking the state of the window, and if it is being less than the window width, then it changes to another, and if it's being greater than a particular width, then it changes the state and it manages the entire user account. So that user account will do good to the user. So here you can see that the element is the distance to the grid. The window line is less than mobile breakpoint. The breakpoint is being set. So if it is changed, then all the listener checks that and set the width to the another. So here on check is there. And if it is mobile, if it's not being there, like just for handling errors for numbers, Boolean, like true or false, preventing issues during the so that logic is in there. Now you must toast there. Now actually the toast is already implemented by the React component is there, but here we have which is the custom toast. What is this is if we change anything, then the icon is comes there at the bottom right corner, which tells the ability and show the name. Here same there, you can subscribe it. So here you can see the toast is subscribe to basic plan. Okay, and that item is run for a specific time and goes after something. Okay, here you can see that. So all of that dose management is there. So the dose limit is present there. The dose limit is 1. Okay. So add dose modulus, it has 4 options. Add dose, update dose, dismiss, and limit. So here the entire analysis. If we click on any button, then the action is being performed. The update is being there in the dose. It displays the row after some time and removes that dose from there. So if we add multiple things continuously, then it add that those in a queue so that I can see that okay clearly then I did this, after that I did this, then that. So here, because I did this, then okay, I change this. So You can see that the update will be done around that. So it is present the queue. So sequentially the commands means get to sync back. And there is a timer for each of them. And the timer is fixed and it changes if multiple those tasks are missing. And it uses the action. And if add goes add the dogs size then update finally it does that. And after some time it didn't dispense the dose. So all of that part is being handled here. And now the different level state. So when something happens, then there is one listener which listens to the commands. Like if I click that button, then it listens to that and updates the memory state and tells that we have to invoke the toast. So the toast get invoked and shown there in bottom. And being updated continuously. Use toast is being there so that the toast is being added there in the bottom. And we are exporting this useful and toast. So that if I always as I'm using this anywhere where I have into toast, for example, here it's a situation when I'm taking this and the toast button as to get its here bottom. Similarly, in renders, I need the scenario renders. So where I need the updates to be present, I need to import that toast. So I have written the toast to get one point and using that at other points of the board is acting as a count point. Okay. Right now. Okay. Let's check it out. Again, I'll show this audio in the later. Also, I think it will take much longer. Okay, the books are confirmed now. The mobile and which handles the UI, and then that is the toast which gives you the updates bottom at the bottom. The next one is the leave. Here, the entire supervised line is present. Every updates and the calls are being done here. Majorly, the logging page is present here because if any user, if every user has their own database, as if he's been taking something from the for as a trend. So it should get updated. So there are two types of present. It's one global, which for all of the users, and one database for particular user. So here you can see you can create a client to Bubby's URL and to Bubby's another key. So here presently I'm going to 2 years. That is the I'm going to the Bubby's website and I created the Supervisor, we activated the supervisor account where I get the supervisor URL and supervisor key, which are in the env.env file. Here you can see the env file where I use the identity URL and key. So I can directly use that here. We actually have this env here because we don't want to get want to upload this on the GitHub so that anyone who is using my code don't get my API keys. So this is being added in the GitHub file. And we can enter the modularity of the code. So we are using here. Okay. And create the clients. Okay. So export was a sign up or sign up. Asynchronously ensure that if a request is being given, then we wait for the response from the supervisor. Until the response is being given, we'll wait as it's asynchronous. So it waits for the silent command response from the supervisor. And if it is assembly and the data comes, it's okay. Then silent is there. If person has not signed in, then he will of course can just sign up. But if he's doing sign in, then the supervisor on database will be updated with the person. Sorry, I might have changed something else, but going with thoughts. Meaning there's that now. It asks the supervisor to sign out this person. Okay, if we click on the sign up button, and then the gate guard is supervisor to change the garbage details and the guard session details. It will allow the supervisor line. And the util.js, this is just managing the utils over the board. And then you get to hear that as well. The CLSS and the reverse. I think there's not much there on this, but it's the utils. To give the brief idea about it, it's the CN is the class name, and it is the used for like merging the content for in the strings, like to make it easier to understand the string of CSS class names in a clean and readable way. It is popular in React components, often in CSS. And so I'll just give you an example. Imagine if you have a button component, and different classes based on its state. So your code can get very messy with multiple and string templates. So to resolve that, the CN comes in between and it intelligently filter and join them into a single string. Strings are always included in the null undefined font size and object size power classes. All of them is there. It's even more. So now the next part comes in the Telegram bot. Here the entire logic for Telegram bot is written there. So algorithms use there are being written here. The config file handlers, node models, everything is there. Node model is also present here. Uh, it says that node model is the price and dependencies that your project needs to is build. Like everything is not being written in the code itself because the code is just like here. So to make it short and make it faster, you need extra codes like packets and dependencies. So one of them are built in the codes. So everything that you see there, there's a written code. They mostly pulled from the models. There are models message there which are here is back. Now, if you want to know how it works, then it just fetches the data from the NPM, like or package manager. So that is all about that, non-models. Now, part by part, we get to the one of the things, the one of the Telegram bot, and there's the whole logic about the creation of the Telegram bot. We are using the token that's created from the Telegram bot and using Next.js application and managing this progress. So I think I will first get you an app and then each of the pages present there, how each of the pages, how it's saved there, how the result is integrated. So we'll start with each of them. The first, the add harvesters. The add harvester page. I will tell the add harvester page. Here the dashboard is there. Okay. So harvesters, my equipments, rentals. Here, here you get it. Add harvesters. Add the harvesters. The block of code present here. That is the entire block here, the present between this part, the below the nav bar and side of the search bar is being written there. So here, the entire block, the div will be present there for the center block. So for this also one div will be there, for this one div will be there, one div will be there, and is being made star. So that logic will be there. The URL logic will be there, and we are managing these entire things. If we read anything else other than the name or anything else, it will not accept. Here, if you read anything other than the um, URL, then it will not accept that. That error handling is being managed there. And the prices are there being as price are in number. So it is also managed there. So you'll see the code. And after that, clicking the add harvesters. For example, I will just add something else. Mm, so we'll just JCB. We will take our image file. Okay. We have copied the image link here. And then we mostly add it here. Yeah. And there is chances that sometimes we cannot see the image because Now the image are not being available to all the users. I think it's something fishy there because the link is much larger. I think we are doing something else. Most probably. Then we'll add tractor. Okay. So we added a tractor image there. I think it's not much there. Okay, it's good. Now measure the tractor price there. Okay, let's add. It's like 35,000. We just add it there. So I think for rating, 12,000 will be. Okay, we'll just add 12,000. Okay, it's we'll just for the temporary purpose get that on the web. Okay. I think it's for just demonstration. It's not actually we should add the description of the factor only. So here I added a factor. Here you can see the image also came there. And the pop-up also came there, as I shown already told you, and it's being updated. So here in analysis page.js is there where React components, next navigation, components UI card. As I told already, the component section, the present, where was it? Here, the component present is already being used here because every component data requires, because components are being already present to ensure that same block of code is not being written multiple times. It's written single time and is used in the entire code. So all of the components are being here imported. So Bobby's client is imported to update it on the cloud. Now just we'll take a toast is there, as I already told you, the two orders toasters and the bottom update. Now export depart function add harvester page. Here the add harvester page is there. We can see that user refresh. As asynchronously gets data from supervisor user, get user, and it sends the login page and user's page. It's just for a hand. Okay. Now here also, what happens is, as I told you, from harvester insert this. Now what will it will just it will just take my image URL and fetch it into the image box there. As I told you, that there will be divs present to ensure each block of code is inside another one. So here, each of the divs being present, that entire component is being managed properly, and enter the information of the harvester's name. Okay, and there are some input things that what is the place we're going to there, what the type of the text, with ID, what is the ID, and the class name, so that you can find the style and everything else. Similarly, the image URL, where you will store one change, what is the one change. Okay, and if we don't add anything in, it will manage that. It is a default placeholder. These are the front end files, and we are just doing the same thing. Okay, the main logic here is and submit. When we submit the entire of what it should do is being there present. If user is not there, it should enter. Let loading throws. Loading is being there, then it should do that. Okay, here it is being done. Okay, we are I think there's something that you can that should become. Okay, that's all about it. That if your success router push, it will push to the router and console. If there is anything error, it is managing the error. That try crash block is present. Try this. If it does not execute, then do this. Like this there. And finally, loading. It will always do this part. So it was all about the harvester page. Now we'll go on to the next page. That is the okay. This is not a page actually. I already told you. I will give the brief about it. Okay, in this Router.js, here every MongoDB content. Actually, we are not using the MongoDB here. So I think it's present there. Early days, it was my bad. I just used my previous one. I have read the MongoDB, so I'm not using that MongoDB part of it. Now I have, I think we have the API part and I have to do the API part of it. Once that API part was for managing the database and actually we are using Superbase and what happens if anything is being done. So that and give you the Superbase is behind positively. So every part is being managed there, like components. So if anything I want to change the entire code present here, any page will be there. So every way you call that specific API. Okay, so now it's not there. Okay, so I'm going to take a look at the page. Now here, Nano.js is a Telegram webhook, but actually it's not a webpack only, it's just the match logic of that. So we must take it during that part of the Telegram part, Telegram part. Now the checkout page. Here in the checkout page is present. So same that way that we imported it here. So and there are like constant order user order search point. They are all written somewhere else and there is that part block of it. Okay. So if you want to see user order, then it's there, user order. There is anything here. User order, app order instance. There. So this was there. Now similarly everything was added there in this code. Like constant instance return null initially and it will produce in the from supervisor account. Because here is just general flow. But while the having some person's login, then it will fetch that person's ID from the supervisor. Now there are some event managed the created with the edits was being done there. Now here constant fetch harvester. So here it's trying to fetch the harvesters and the harvester is present because here we presently had done the work with the harvester there because we have mentioned the harvester. So we will fetch all of the harvesters from the supervisor account that are present there and we will show it onto the page. So calculate total price, it will just calculate the total price. I think. Like when during the checkout page, what happens? Actually, checkout. Okay, buy now checkout. Okay, here is the checkout page. Okay, so here is the entire block of code. So contain the model, the everything like that. So proceed to checkout. Okay, so we need to just figure out the price. So the price is being calculated using that block of code. Like I told price. What if I had just like that part of the place and I really want that? Yeah, I can say that's there. Then the process order, what is the process order in there? Okay, so array date it will be first check if the rating is the then the only one day being taken by the user. So it will manage that one day only. You should have to return that on the next day. So it will be coming on the web page. So you my rentals, you can see that here my rented it on the So you have to take. Okay, so all of this that okay, the major main part, the actual doing part here is the recipe part. Here the option is the recipe key is there. Okay. So here, whatever is the we are log page, you get one key. And that key is being used here, and that key ensure that when someone clicks the payment button, the usage of data goes translate to make this payment to a specific account that we are just mentioning here. Okay, so if we just mention the currency INR, this is just like and what will be responsive resources. And also, when we request, there is a way we will respond after something, which is successful. As a success, that if it is success, then we should have no success. And if it's not success, we should have no it's failure. We have to make the point again or take your bank, ask your bank. Now, like a window, whatever this, so that's one window. I will show you in harvesters. Is by someone. So I think we just tractor now. So we just buy a tractor now. But it is the first one because it's not a tractor. You can harvest from the buy. Okay, let's just check out. Like here, I mean, and then the yes, here is our source ingredients. Okay. So what happens when I click that button, the result has been invoked. What happens is request is on your page. So we say to the that I want this amount to be present there from the user. So it will inject from the there. It will enter that. I have already used that so many there, but still it's above 1 lakh 8 1 lakh. So they log the UPI option. There is the UPI option also present there. So we just I will show you. I since it is okay. Now it's just you will have to make something that is like smaller than 9 because it will show you the UPI option also. Right again, I'm just 5 days of my list. Here I can delete it. If I want to delete it, let's say 4 days. So price will multiply that. So I also showed you the code that calculate its price. So everything is managed. Now it's been a very also super business. It's been very into no confirm it. Now definitely this. Here you can see the UPI option does. So we also manage that. If the payment goes beyond 1 lakh, then the UPI option get cancelled because UPI option. We can also include the UPI option, but here we are manual tax. Yeah, this seems to be okay. So I lastly use this. Let's try another option. Sorry to them because currently we are using test mode as we don't want to make someone payments because we are actually not using this. So it's like only the demo payment. Now you should add this thing on the else. Everything must be affected. Now here, that new window comes because we are interfering here. And if you had failed in the payment phase, responsible figure, right? It will manage the error requirements and payment fail this driver. Okay, everything is managed there. Like loading is there. If it takes a it is the UI new part that's okay. So I think I don't need to explain this because it's just the front end the CSS part. I don't say something. I think it's just UI and logic is the similar dashboard comes in like my ID movements, my identity movements, such reference. So I'll take you all of them in the dashboard, my identity movements, and your chase. Doing the dashboard also, here, then my identity movements, my identity movements, association. So this is the block of code and yes, next navigation components, most of the something is there. This is on the slide. So this is those that actually like important. Very interesting. If example as here, and if we get the user or the possible if the person has not logged in, then you will ask the person to log in. Okay. After logging, it will get the person's equipments from the supervisor. So similarly, user ID that's there. And it asks wait for the supervisor to respond topics. It will ask for higher specifically. And it's the excellent way it's present. It from like user ID and order. So this SQL is possibly SQL is there. So it will fetch the order response. Now if nobody did that, then you consider the supervisor really gets a particular thing on there. And it will just show that log there will be loading and it's done by code base and you're watching where all of that code is there. Okay, I will show you if the part of this. Other tab to the either it is there. Another that goes with that. My data is inquiries. And then the fetch my rentals. Basically, the phase that does this index. And then you try to fetch the phase that is logged in. Yeah, it checks the phase that is logged in. You can say that it's part of what is always present because any block of code, if I am on any page, then that block of code should execute only if that user is logged in. It can't be in data if user is not logged in. So for other parts of the login should be compulsory. Usually manage at the start of the block. Then user check that how it is so that if I rented something like my rentals, so here it takes rental duration, okay, and it present days left, 3 days left, 2 days left, okay. So it manages that. And it also view my part of the code. Okay, then it's a session part. Okay, and objection base, whatever is the first is the more advantage and more benefits if it changes but actually it's not actually implemented. Only for the purpose we are only working with which kind of plan can you take if which plan is on the user and change that plan. Okay, so that's what it is there. If we were to be created and change that system here, is management. Okay, and also I showed you the equipment rentals history is being tracked, but I have not purchasing related. So we have got adding different pages, finding different pages, and subscription pages. So it's already done. History. So history page is there. So history will check. Firstly, it will check which user is logged in, and then it will page purchase. Okay. So it asks this process to check this user ID. This user ID has something purchased, and it will fetch everything from that from this SQL query. I can show you. And as you know, if the supervisor takes some time to respond, then it will show you loading. It will manage there in the front end code. And from there, and they fill the patches of the keyguard. Okay, that's about it. And again, if you want extra information, you can just go there. And it's you will just read the very successful, get updated. Here, here you can say history. So it was continuously tracking that page. So when I make the payment at the end after purchase, it showed me the bottom bar is purchase. And it directed me from that page to the history page to see that purchase. And here purchase being completed. So that is the history case. Here new part is from showing you the UI and you get update from here. In order date, purchase dated at order date. Like it takes the order date here. Is the logic there. Is the only part that which is on the supervised. So the thing is the home page is the home page where I think page has to check out loading harvester and you can see all this the back to harvester. So you have okay, here you can see that there's two structures happening there. You are doing by ID and the block of code that is second inside other. Because in this part is home harvesters, page.js and page.js. Now, this is a part of the harvesters page. Here you can see that in harvester. Okay, there is the entire page is there, and inside the entire page there are small modules present. So we are using the indentation type structure where one module is present inside the other. So here you can see that the inside module is the cards that are being designed. And these cards are updating separately so that we don't have to write the separate code for each of the cards. So we have created the same structure for a card, and that card is being always used in the page.js. And the page.js is the entire management and structure of you can say available harvester, select browsing, select equipments for your needs. It is the outer boundary, this structure, and the management of these cards. Okay, so that was all about the part of this. So we can also look at the central part where they are using the page.js only. So here, uh, harvester real page is always being used in the page.js. Okay, next moving on to login page. Here it is the login page where they are asking us to enter the email and your password, and they are handling the logic error. If there is any logic, then it is handled, and ensure that if another person is signing in, then it should get stored in Supabase. And if it is already signed in, then it will fetch the account details. Welcome back and you enter your credentials account and all of that. So the main logic is to fetch from the Supabase and to show it to the user. That was all about here. And you can say there is which uses this set password. Here is set password. Here is the set email. You can set the email, and it is going to the e.target.value. Now, similarly, sign up page is being written. That is also like the same way, where the components are being imported and the user state are being continuously set, and we are taking the information from the Supabase, that supabase.org.signup, and that is being done. Similar structure is there present there. If you want to get a look at this, then you can just log out here. You can say there is a login sign up option present. Here is for log sign up, and here is for login. So you can just do that. Now the global dot CSS is for the entire styling of the web page at a single point, so that we can change any color at this point only. So we don't have to move here and there for management of our stylings. And the layout, outer layout is being managed here, and we are using a layout wrapper, and all of the children are being gets here. So there is the outer structure layout wrapping is being done here only. So wherever we want to use it, we are using the layout wrappers. Then is the page.js is the main page connecting farmers with okay modern equipment. This is the main page that we have. Is only the front end where we can see the um, what the website is providing. Now that was all about this part, and I will fastly move on to the next part, that is the Telegram bot only. Hope I have explained the hooks. They are the use mobile that manages the window sizes properly. For example, here if I change this, it will manage properly. Okay, the UI is always intact and managed. That is being done there. And when we get the updates, then the updates are being shown as a form of posts that are present at the bottom. So that are the posts. Now moving on to Telegram bot. Telegram bot, in Telegram bot, the main package is the server dot like JS. Sorry. The main one that manages everything, and it is the starting point. It is the the one file destination. JS. It is the file where the entire management of the superbase is being done. If we want to get any update from superbase or want to update the superbase, code is being managed here. Okay, there is the superbase URL and superbase key, which is set in the .env file. You can see that it is set here. If there is a bot token that will bot, the group URL also set here. So we will get all of them here. And this is the server.js, which is the main entry point for the Agrilink bot that I told you just before. And yeah, we ensure that we initialize the bot, initialize the services, this power service and command, and we ensure that any command that is being given from the Telegram is managed here. Okay? So to redirect to a certain point, start with the other things. Okay, very content very important to after the if someone is calling from the Telegram, that one of the responsibility, and there's a console of log. These are the direct things that will directly be to the Telegram user after the start button. Okay, now moving on to the next part where there is the services, node mod handlers, and config. In handlers, actually we are written the each of the command functions. Like if I want to search on the Telegram, then the search handler is being written here. Now it is the search handler part where the searching of the components from the website is being done using the try and the merge sort. Here, the try and merge sort are being written in the algorithm section. I'll explain that part later. Now here we are using that try.insert, and we are inserting it into the queue of queue, so that the entire structure of the try works properly. And this dot insert, try insert, and all of them is managed to lowercase. Constant keyword, example description to lowercase. Okay, it's just the storing of the value in the try for the performing the query. Now handler search command. Now here the entire management of search is being done. Message and the query. And it will trim that into something, some small parts and IDs so that we can search it better. Refresh index if needed. Like this is the try catch block. So if piece of the part doesn't work, then it will try to manage the it in the catch block. It's been much longer, I think. Here from till here it is there. Okay. So here you can see that like the query to lowercase dot trim get word with prefix. So we are actually trying to make that uniformity. We are making it a lowercase. We are trimming it as per our needs. And after that, um, if any query is being there, then if it found something from the database, then it will perform the query. But if it didn't find anything in the database, then it will send that no equipment found in database. Please add equipments. So it checks the equipment cache dot length. Okay. Now next, then comes is the sort by name. So we are using the merge sort for sorting it by the name, and this is the format I think that mentioned there. Now, and the main part where the performance is being doing, I think this is like you can see that this is the part. Okay, so this is a try close. Okay, the try code is being written here, but it's being using in the search block. So here only the outer structure of searching is being managed. The actual searching is being done by the try and merge sorts. Try is for the auto completion part, and the merge sort is for the searching of the values fastly. And it will send the message to the chat ID, like in the proper format, reply format in inline keyboard, and everything is being properly handled here. And if there's some error performing the search and anything else, then it will show that we are having some issues in the cache block issue. Shown. Now the recommendation handler. Now there is the command called recommend, where it recommends the user according to the prices of the components and the materials that he wants. So we will just type the recommend and he will recommend us the material by searching in the databases. So merge sort for stable sorting, priority queue for top case recommendations. Now here we are in sort price by ascending using quicksort. We are using quicksort. Now how quicksort works will be shown you later. And here you can say that direct the function is being called that quicksort.sort because that is being written by me in the quicksort part. Okay, so I will explain that part in the later part. Okay, and just the calling of functions here from that algorithms part. And yes, my sort is the sorting is based on the ratings. If you want, anyone wants to have the search for the based on ratings and price. So our algorithm is designed such that the recommendation is being given based on two priorities. Is based on price and as at the same time on the ratings. So both of them are used. And now we are combining both of them using the top K priority queue. So uses the priority queue for combining the score. Here score A, score B, and they're just subtracting the score and score B because the there is a difference. The price getting increases and the rating also increases. The relation is opposite. We want the minimum price and the maximum ratings. So there is the minus sign there. Now going on to the next one, the multi-criteria sorting, price plus ratings. Like they are based on rating. I just showed you that using the ratings and price both for the sorting. Now here you can see that based on recommendation, it slices it, and after using the both of the algorithms, it gives us the output. And everywhere we are using a track like block to ensure that no error is being there. And the command handler, this part is for this is the main command handler for Telegram bot. And what it does is the entire three blocks, there is booking handler, recommend handler, and search. These three commands are being there in the Telegram bot. So all of them are being managed in the command handler. So we'll first look at the booking handlers. In booking handler, there is nothing much as such. If any person tries to book something else, then he will get entire details of that particular booking and ask the user to log in on the website and book. So here it is. To book equipments, please visit our website and all of that. And it shows the URL. Okay. So nothing much is being there. And it is asynchronously being sending on the to the Telegram bot. Now the command handler. Here in command handler, we have imported the all of the three files. There is the booking search handler, recommendation handler, and booking handler. And here we have created a constructor in the client class command handler where the everything is being set. The import is the bot key, the supervised services, search, recommend, and booking. Every object is being created so that we can use it in the later parts. So in a handler, it first checks the command that is being inputted from the Telegram bot. It will start, help, search, recommend, book, and many of them are there, but majorly the search and recommend are using the dark concepts. Okay, so it manages that and asks to handle it, and it uses this handler. Like you can see that here, here the recommend handler it handles this because we were using the here we clicked on the handler which is recommended. But if it was this search handler, then it redirects to the search handler. Okay, so that is being managed properly because here given this dot search dot handle. So this is being done now. It will asynchronously prompt user that we are doing this, then this based on the messages. Like handle help, there are commands written for the both of them. That is for handle start and handle help. The help command and a start command. These are being written here. Other three commands are being managed in separate files. There is booking handler, recommend handler, and search handlers. That you can see the here. This is the handler where it prims that command and it asks them to build index and it frames it properly so that we get the actual content that we want to search or perform and then perform that um, method and content. Okay, that was all about this part. So we can take a look at the these are the modules that are being used in the code. So we are taking a look at the services. Now the entire service are being managed here as I told. So just we will take a look at the actual Telegram bot. Okay. Before going to that part, we will take a look at the data structures. That is the quick sort first. The quick sort is used for equipment sorting that I showed you. So it sorts the equipment using the quick sort. Now how quick sort work? In quick sort, we are uses the pivot element, which is the last element in the array. And what it does is it sort that last pivot element in the array in proper position. And after that, it divides that in two parts. That is the before part of the pivot element and after part. And here you can see that here that is being done. Here, this part divides the array in two parts. There is the lower and higher part, and this is for the pivot element for partitioning. So it partitions. Now here the partition code is being there. There is low, high, and compare function. So it continuously compares. There are two elements: the current index and the partition index. So it continuously compares if elements less than that limit are there, then it comes in the before the partition index, and elements greater than them are comes after the partition index, and it is being managed here properly. So that is all about the quick sort, and there is it is used for the three part selections and for management. That is not much concerned. The main part is being done here, and it has the average complexity of n log n and worst case complexity where the entire descending order is being present, then it comes out to be n square. Otherwise, it is n log n, and space comes in log of n because we are continuously making the uh, array into half. In a merge sort, what we are doing is we divide the array into two parts. After that, the two parts are also divided into two parts, and it happens until the last element is single remains. Then it merges it back. Like it is called divide and then conquer. So we first divided the array, and then we are comparing the two arrays and combine them in a sorted order. So here also the sort part is being written here. It sorts the array based on the values. That is the A value and B. So it checks the two elements, compares them, and place them properly in proper format. And then it returns. The actual code is merge sort. Okay, here it is. Mid, left, right. And then here slices it into two parts, the merge sort left part and the right part. Okay. As I explained, the whole code is being written there. The if it is less than the left index and right is right less than right index, then it continues until every part is being divided into single elements. Okay. Now here we are using the sort function for sorting by ratings. So we are taking the ratings here and then we are ordering it in proper descending order from high to low because we want the highest ratings to be present first. And that is all about merge sort, and the complexity is always n log n time complexity, and space complexity is n O of n, and it is where we use the quicksort, where we use merge sort, where there is the need of much time complexity. Of we have time restrictions, then we use the merge sort, and we have much more space as compared to another. So here the merge sort is being suitable because we know that there's not much space is required because the five of the stars are there only. So ratings are based on five only. So it's fixed. So we can take a O of n space complexity. But in case of sometimes we don't know the actual size. So we need the space complexity to be lower. So then we have the fixed slot where the time complexity is n log n. Actually, it is also worse than. But yeah, but it searches in the n log n part. Okay, let it be. Then we have the try. Here, try is used for auto completion, where it divides the passes the array, it makes it into lowercase, and then tries to perform the operation. For example, I search /search and then type the some command. For example, we will take a look at Agrilink bot. Here, start is there. Okay, then we type the search command. Okay, so it asks you to search something. So we just take a look at this. Okay, here. So I have typed here only HARV, but still it gave me a harvester. What it does is it tries to complete the commands letters after that by performing the try algorithm. Okay, and gives me the output that matches that same content. Okay, and here you can get that part, and we can move. Now it searches the word similar to that name that we just type. That is start with the particular name that we wrote. And this is the main logic that get all the words with given prefix, autocomplete. Again, time complexity is O of m plus k. The k is the number of results, and m is the fix that we inputted. So that is the logic. We push it into the stack. We push into queue and then we take them one by one out and just perform the try algorithm. And here we can delete that part, delete the node, and get all the words, count words with prefix, and every operation that can be performed on that try. Okay. And here we are returning and using the constructor where we get everything in the class. So I think The constant try, new try, increment for each to lowercase. We are trying to make it lowercase and then inside it try. As I said, we are using the and then we get the get word with prefix. So we try to get the word with prefix. So what we do is if anyone types the some word, then we convert it into lowercase. Then we ask the algorithm to search the our databases with that specific prefix that the person entered. And if it matches with them, then return that multiple outputs. That was all about try. And then parity queue is there. Here also the priority queue using minimum if. Now you'll be wondering why are we using this here? Why not? If we will just take a look at the first function and queue. Insert elements into priority queue. Okay, we are adding the elements in the queue. Okay, here we are removing the elements from the queue, and we are um, picking at the highest priority element without removing. So just taking a look at the queue. So each of the function are not being imported. We are written the every block of code by ourselves. So you can just take a look at the if we check if it is empty. If it is not empty, then we'll just ensure that the box of zero is being accessed. Else return null. So every header handling is done in here. So is empty, size, bubble up, bubble down, like down, bubble down the element to maintain if property. And then there is a compare function which compares the two elements. And this is the main part, the top k. To get the top k element without removing them. So here we are doing that. It push and the push. Like we just dequeued it, read it, and then push back into the queue. So here the priority, we will get the priority. That was all about the data structures present in the code. So it is used for ranking, recommendations, scheduling, topic queries, and all of that. Now, firstly, we take a look at the Agrilink bot. Now, in the bot, there is the search command, yeah, which is searches the entire database for this harvest word. You will get this. And if you want to book, you can book harvester. Here we go to booking uh, details, the booking info, everything else. And then we are asking to check out it on the web page so that payment can be done. So here they are asking me to purchase. So everything is managed properly. Okay. And what if I want the recommendations and recommendation is there? And I also explained the data structure that is being used for giving us the recommendations. Here you can see that the 4.8 rating is being tested first. After that, the 4.5. And the prices are being also as at that ratio only. So we are using that algorithms for searching. Okay. So you just get the ID. We can book it using the book ID. I can also use that commands below here, the book harvester pro and anything else. And also we get a link and also details about everything else. And start. You can see that the book my bookings for bookings they will ask to go to your website and check the rental history. Help. So help is just the command to get everything else. Here you can see that for search we are using try for autocomplete. For recommendation we are using merge sort plus priority queue because for recommendation we need both for searching and for priorities because we have some priorities like rating have high priority or sometimes price have high priority. So there is recommend comes. So here you can use the recommend the price like structure. So it will recommend the price as more. So the less price comes higher and then the higher prices. But similarly, if I type here the rather than price, here we type the rating. So here you can see that the highest rating comes above and rating wise the distribution being done. So that is all about the recommendation. and then booking and my booking are always shown to you. And this was all about the our bot, Agrilink uh, bot, and we can perform the other functions in the website. So thank you guys for staying with me for that long time and listening to me. And if you feel anything is being wrong and you think you have some suggestions for me, feel free to leave a comment. And if you want to know more about, you can DM. That's all. Thank you.